Research Break on KXLM, your leading source of research news in the Twin Cities. With Emily Wilson, Jenna Washneski, Trudy Saxelby, and Willow Rogers.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's edition of Research Break. In breaking news, the FDA recently approved its first symptomatic therapy for walking. The new drug, Ampyra, formerly known as Famotidine SR, has been approved to treat mobility issues, a major symptom of MS. Ampyra, which is taken orally, is able to treat people with all forms of MS and will be on the market in March of this year. To learn more about this new treatment, I spoke over the phone with Dr. Patricia Coyle, Director of the MS Comprehensive Care Center in Stony Brook, New York.
Well, I think what's exciting about Ampyra is that this is the first approved treatment for the MS symptom of ambulation walking difficulty, and it's always exciting to be involved with a first in MS. I think this is a sign of the advances that we're making in MS as we are understanding it better and treating all phases of the disease, improving our disease-modifying therapies, but also improving our treatment of symptoms of MS. So from that point of view, it's very exciting.
That's certainly some exciting news for the MS community, Emily. How long has Ampyra been in the pipeline?
You know, that's interesting, Jenna. Ampyra is a sustained release form of a chemical known as 4-AP, which has actually been used in MS for several decades.
So that's really exciting, and it's really great that it's finally on its way to market. I'm sure it will make a big difference to many people who deal with mobility issues in MS.
Without a doubt.
And now for tonight's top story. Dr. Paolo Zamboni is in New York City today speaking at NYU's MS Center of Excellence about his hypothesis that there's a connection between CCSVI, or blocked blood flow in the brain, and MS. For more, let's hear from our correspondent Trudy Saxelby, who is reporting live from NYU.
That's right, Jenna. After meeting with National MS Society leaders, Zamboni spoke to key members of the scientific community about the proposed connection between MS and poor blood flow in the brain. During today's lecture, he suggested that if further evidence supports the link between MS and CCSVI, that its treatment may ultimately add to the arsenal of therapies available for MS. He also emphasized the need for more research on his hypothesis and noted that it is still not proven whether CCSVI is the cause of MS or possibly a product of MS. Zamboni also noted that people with MS should remain on their immunomodulatory therapies, as has his wife after her endovascular surgery.
Trudy, is the MS Society doing anything to further explore this lead?
Absolutely, Jenna. The National MS Society is aggressively pursuing this potential lead by undertaking the funding of new research on CCSVI and MS. Today, February 9th, is actually the deadline for investigators to submit their research applications on this topic to both the National MS Society and the MS Society of Canada. An international panel of experts will conduct an expedited review of the applications, and funding decisions will be announced in June of this year.
Very interesting, Trudy. Thanks for that report.
You know, as I recall, we were actually one of the first stations to cover this news when it first broke back in November.
It's true, Research Break was one of the first, which is how we got this Excellence in Journalism Award.
Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. That wraps up tonight's edition of
Research Break.